Hello everyone, welcome to Success Education. Today we'll be starting with the Gala Model Question Paper solution of English for the year 2024-25. Question paper 2, section A. Read the following passage and select the appropriate answers from the options given below. So the first one, why would Valli be too jealous? It's option number C. Her friends had sat and described the sight to her. Second, which of the following words is not a synonym for disapproval? It's option number B, satisfaction. Now read the following passage and answer the questions. For that, the third question is, why were the officials angry at the author? The officials were angry at the author because he was late and the aircraft was waiting to take off. Fourth one, why did the author call for the air hostess? The author called for the air hostess to give her a parcel of fish for Midge to keep in a cool place. Fifth one, why was the author grateful to the air hostess? The air hostess was the very queen of her kind, means she was extremely friendly and helpful, so he was grateful to her. Now fill in the blanks choosing the correct words given in the bracket. Marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread known as the bowl, just as a party or a feast loses its charm without bread. Now answer any three of the following questions in 5 to 6 sentences. The first one is, why does the postmaster send money to Lencho? Why does he sign the letter God? So firstly we'll write the introduction. This question is taken from the lesson A Letter to God by G.L. Funes. In this lesson, Lencho is a farmer who writes a letter to God when his crops are ruined, asking for 100 pesos. The postmaster saw his letter and helped him, but when Lencho saw the money, he doubted the post office employees for stealing his money sent by God. And the answer is, the postmaster in the story is a kind man. He is very impressed by Lencho's faith in God. He doesn't want to shake his faith, so he collects money from various sources and sends it to Lencho. He signs the letter God because he wants to keep Lencho's faith in God intact. 12th one, how did Nelson Mandela's understanding of freedom change with age and experience? Introduction. This question is taken from the lesson Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. The story is all about the struggle of freedom of South Africa. As South Africa was becoming a newborn democratic, Nelson Mandela took the oath as the first black president. Now the answer. With age, Nelson Mandela realized that he had a lot of responsibilities towards his people, his community, and his country. As a boy, Mandela thought that he was born free. He believed that as long as he obeyed his father and abided by the customs of his tribe, he was free in every possible manner. He slowly understood that it was not just his freedom that was being curtailed, but the freedom of all blacks. It was after attaining this understanding that he developed a hunger for freedom of his people. Thus, age and experience made his perspective more wide. 13th one, the sight of the food maddened him. What does this suggest? What compelled the young seagull to finally fly? So, introduction. This question is taken from the lesson Two Stories About Flying from the story His First Flight by Liam O'Harty. The young seagull is very afraid to fly for the first time. It feels that its wings will not support while flying. The writer gives a beautiful narration of the story about how the bird overcomes his fear. Now the answer, the sight of the food maddened him suggests that the sight of food made the seagull forget his fear and motivated him to fly for the first time. When he saw his mother carrying the food in her beak and tempting him, the hunger overpowered him and he dived at the fish without fearing the consequences. The young seagull was very hungry. It was his hunger that ultimately compelled and encouraged him to fly. 14th one. Describe the kupia worn by the Kodavus and write about Kurgi homes. Introduction. This question is taken from the lesson Glimpses of India from the story Coorg by Lokesh Abrol. This lesson gives us a beautiful insight of the smallest district of Karnataka and its people. Now the answer. Kodavus wear the long black coat with an embroidered waist belt, which is known as kupia. This coat resembles the kufiya worn by the Arabs and the Kurds. Kurgi homes have a tradition of hospitality, and they are more than willing to recount numerous tales of valor related to their sons and fathers. The Coorg regiment is one of the most decorated in the Indian Army, and the first chief of the Indian Army, General Cariappa, was a Coorgi. 15th one. How did Kisa Gautami learn about life and death? This question is taken from the lesson The Sermon at Benares. This lesson throws light upon the early life of Lord Buddha, and upon attaining spiritual awakening, he gave his first sermon in the city of Benares, making a lady named Kisa Gautami realize that men are mortal and a wise person should not grieve at what is bound to happen, for it only enhances pain and suffering. Now the answer. Gautam Buddha asked Kisa to bring a handful of mustard seeds from a house where death had never knocked at the door. Kisa Gautami went from door to door but couldn't find a single house where death had not taken a beloved away. She could not get it, as death is inevitable and anyone who is born is bound to die one day. After failing to procure a handful of mustard seeds from a house where death had never knocked at the door, she realized that death was common to all and she was being selfish in her grief. Yes, this is what Buddha wanted her to understand, that everyone who is born has to die one day. So here we come to the end of section A of question paper 2. I hope you have understood the complete section. Now section B will be continued in the next video. If you have any doubts, you can write in the comment section. I'll surely try to answer all the questions. Thank you for watching my video and do subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.